Hi folks, welcome into the channel. Juan here from Physical Media EU. Today we're going to review this massive release of Flash Gordon. Hello again and thanks for tuning in for another review, this time Flash Gordon in 4K. But before we start, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if you are interested in physical media, especially Blu-ray reviews and also soundtracks on vinyl. You can also find me on Instagram with the same handle, Physical Media EU, where I post little pictures of all the items that I review. Now we can begin by taking a look at this massive release of Flash Gordon. There you can see on the title it has some additional brightness. I think looks super nice. Look at that. It's a very beautiful release. Here on the back, some details about the different discs. Here have the spine also, which has the reflection on the title, and here the sticker that came on the external wrap with the description of the content of the set. So now let's move on. Let's take out this media book. You can see there, it's massive. Here you have the back. I'll do my best to show it, to show all the parts, but it gets a little hard to handle at some points. Let's take a look at these two discs on this side. And if you look at this from there, is one single image. Now if we open to the other side, here there are plenty of goodies that I'll take out for a second, and here we find the other two Blu-rays, and lastly here the soundtrack on CD. The soundtrack of this movie was made by Queen. It has that of course very iconic song by Queen, which is of course included in the soundtrack. So before going over the content of the disc, let's take a look at the other goodies that came with this release. So let's begin by taking a look at the additional items that came with this release, and is actually a comic book strip from the original Flash Gordon. So this is very special, definitely not that easy to get, and especially being officially licensed, right? So this is a very nice thing to include, I think, in this set. Here actually you can see in the front, this is original comic book strip extract by Alex Raymond, 7th of January to 25th of March 1934. And here on the inside of the cover you have this text about Alex Raymond, the creator of Flash Gordon. If there's only one thing to say about the comic strip, I think it, like the text is very small. Maybe on plain sight it doesn't look that is that small, but I think like if you want to read the whole thing in one sitting, you probably will be a little tired after. Then another very cool thing included is this patch. See, Flash. I think it's very nice. Then there is this booklet of 32 pages that looks amazing. All the quality of all the items here is top notch. You can see that they really went like full on with what they were doing. Here you can see the content of the booklet. Just let's take a look at it. It really looks awesome. They really, I think they included like everything they had. So definitely very valuable for collectors and Flash Gordon fans. Then there is a second booklet, but this one is more focused on the story of the film. Here you can see the contents in case you wanna pause the video and take a closer look. Some descriptions about characters, and also some additional photos, and here the poster art. I mean, look this. I mean, look at these ones. They looks so nice. And as I said, this is very good quality. So definitely a very nice collection here. There is also a set of postcards. Let's take a look at them very quick. On the back, they are just white, so not much to see there. And lastly, there is this double-sided poster, and again, I want to emphasize like the quality of this. If you compare, for example, to the Arrow video posters, this is at least double the thick. Look how nice this looks. And yeah, it's at least double the thick of an Arrow video poster. So definitely very nice release here. Now that we have seen everything that comes in the release, let's move on and talk about the picture quality. And in this case, it blew my mind how good it looked. I am still sometimes surprised how good movies that are old as this one from 1980, how good they can look in current day. And that's what happened to me with this film. Again, I was like surprised of how good 4K can look. I think this happens when you have, of course, a very good technical team that knows how to properly use the features of 4K, but at the same time it needs to be in a movie that can benefit from these features. So I think that's what happened in this case. This movie is very colorful, very bright, and in 4K it truly looked amazing. With this said, I want to highlight also that the Blu-ray was also amazing. I was actually, yeah, like I don't want to be repetitive, but about also surprised about how good the Blu-ray was. So I think that the transfer is actually really good. But even with the Blu-ray being that good, I think the 4K was still a significant upgrade from what I could see on the Blu-ray. So if you like this movie, I definitely recommend you give this a try. Now for the audio track, it is a DTH HD Master Audio 5.1, which also sounds very good. And as we said at the beginning, the soundtrack is made by Queen. And I think that throughout the movie, there are several parts where you can enjoy this song in this very good audio track. Now let's move on and talk about the bonus features. So a very good thing is that the 4K disc also has several features. Actually, it has the same that the feature film has on the Blu-ray disc. So let's take a look at those very quick. It has the Lost in Space featurette, which is a new one. Also has 2 audio commentaries with Mike Hodges and Brian Blessed. Also a behind the scenes of Flash Gordon, Stills Gallery, Storybook Gallery, and original theatrical trailer. All of things are included on both discs. Besides that, there's a whole extra Blu-ray with bonus features. But to keep in mind is that the Blu-rays are actually region B locked. So this content that I want to read about now can only be played in region B enabled players. So the content here is an interview with Mike Hodges, an animated episode of Flash Gordon, episode 24, called The Survival Game. Then there are some more interviews. One of them is about merchandise of Flash Gordon. I actually really enjoy that one. Then there is some discussions about deleted scenes and a different ending that was around, a different ending that was considered. There is a 35th anniversary green room, 35th anniversary reunion featurette. That was also, it has at least one sweet moment, I thought, at the beginning. Then there's a extended interview with Renato Casaro. Then Brian Blessed, telling about some anecdotes. Also Melody's musings, and also some videos about the soundtrack. One thing to mention is that some of these videos are very short. So even though the title could sound interesting, maybe the video is 3-4 minutes. So not everything here is actually very long. Then there's a 4th disc which has a new documentary. It's called Life After Flash, feature length. So that has its own dedicated disc. And then the final disc is a CD which has the soundtrack made by Queen. And the last thing to mention about the release is that audio tracks and subtitles are available on the original language English. So, in my opinion, the verdict is that this is the definitive release of Flash Gordon, even though there are 2 other releases, a standard one and a steelbook, which I think the steelbook actually looks very nice. But definitely, this release right here with all the goodies that it has. It also comes with this beautiful full sleeve box, the posters and so on. Definitely, I think this is the best version you can get if you're a fan of Flash Gordon. So that was it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel, and you can also find me on Instagram with the same handle, Physical Media EU, for detailed pictures of the items that I review. And I would like to hear from you on the comments if you have watched this movie, if you're a fan of Flash Gordon, and if you have watched this movie. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all at Okie Dogs.